OMG. Hey, it's me, Heidi Rose. I'm winging it, of course. And guess what? I have my browser back, so my poets are going to be on today. At least I'm going to be reading some poetry for you today, as well as playing some spoken word from Scott Parker. Mwah, kisses. Okay, so that was Gravaman by Spiritwell. I don't know if you're digging Spiritwell like I'm digging Spiritwell, but I was grooving to that song earlier today, and I thought, that's a good one. We're going to play that on air. So, Spiritwell, he's going to drop his album very shortly. Make sure you check in with him at www.spiritwellmusic.com to get the time and place of that album drop. Woo! All right, so Spiritwell, Gravaman, good, groovy. One of the shorter songs on the album, honestly. The other two I have that I've played before are like 5 minutes. This one's like a little over 2.5, 2 3/4. So, good stuff. How are you today? Good to hear it. Nobody's talking to me, but it's okay because I'm still emotional. I'm always emotional. I'm a poet and an artist. That's what we do. We emotionalize stuff. I'm also extremely tired today, so I apologize if the words just aren't coming quite as I want them to. But we're going to keep it going. We're going to keep this thing going. We're going to play some music. I'm going to read some poetry. I've got some spoken word. I've got some recordings. I'm good. This is going to be good stuff. Got some stuff queued up. But yeah, I'm still reading the news. I don't know if you've been tuning in at all, but been keeping up to date on what's going on in the world a little bit. Trying to weigh, what's truth, what's real, what's being distorted, what do I need to believe, what do I need to see? Because you really have to learn how to read the media. That's one of the things that I've grown to discover through my experience, my years of living on this earth. Is you really have to know how to see that media, and you have to understand that there's biases being driven. That's what's driving certain articles. That's what's driving shows and viewpoints. They're all in there. And sometimes facts are not exactly factual. When they call it a fact, it's not necessarily. Quotes are misquoted or taken out of context, etc., etc. So, it's a big deal. That's why I like to encourage my poets, my friends, my poets, my artists, my musicians to write well. Really think about what you're putting out there and what image you're presenting and what you're giving to people. Make sure it's from, the healthiest viewpoint that you can project. Just merely because, I listen to pop music and if you don't know how to hear it, if you don't know how to read it, I think it can be quite damaging because we internalize lyrics, we internalize this music, and all of a sudden, we start to feel like the lyrics in that music. We start to become like those lyrics from the music. So there's a lot of music I think is fairly damaging. It's not giving people good words to live by. But if you can step back and you look at it and you understand that some of it is male fantasy world, some of it is angry, some of it is, taken from a very particular stance, very particular viewpoint, and you have to understand that in order to listen to it in an educated way. That's what I'm saying. I'm sure all of you know that, because who is listening here? Poets, artists, musicians, because we love each other and we have our little circle of love and we're giving each other hugs, and that's what we do. And so I play your music and you listen to my show, and, it's like, circle of love. Mwah, mwah. Anyway, tangents. Yay! I'm going to start off with Lady Wild Alice tonight, one of my resident poets. Hope you were here when I read her lovely bio. She's a very interesting lady. She's lived a good life. She knows love, true love, and I think that's beautiful, because someday I shall have true love. Damn it. Any case, Lady Wild Alice. Let's see, Fall Into Me. That looks good. It looks like her latest. Fall into me. Together we shall fade into the black tapestry of night. Souls winging cosmic winds and chancing rides upon sparking meteors, tracing upon ebony silk and whispering in tongues, the gibberish of passionate fools. Fall into me. Climb within and settle upon my sway. Let us find the point of combustion, that place where heaven and horizon melt into each other, where seas give up their shores, suns fall into moonlit arms, and time forgets its own name. That was a little sexy. Like it. That's very nice. Thank you. Thank you, Lady Wild Alice, for letting me read your stuff on air. That's good stuff. Snaps. All right. What do you think? You should give me feedback. I haven't been getting messages from my listeners. Well, a few. I get a few messages from listeners, but you guys need to hit me up on Instagram. You need to hit me up on Facebook. You know I'm on YouTube. You can get a hold of me. You can find me. Trust me, I'm out there. If you search under Heidi Rose or Heidi Rose hvandolah, if you even look up my book, it's all connected, I tell you. My book is Old Souls, New Coat of Paint. Yes. Shameless self-promotion. Old Souls, New Coat of Paint. You can read my poetry. It's 60 pages of my genius on the page. Yes. Yes, indeed. So you can find me out there, and I want your feedback. I want to know what you like, what you don't like. I'll pay a little bit of attention to what you don't like. Mostly, I'm going to look into what you do like, because, that's much happier to see. But no, I really want to know. I'm okay with taking some criticism. I have been critiqued in whatever art I'm doing, and I've found that being a radio show host is a bit of an art. I tell you, it's hard to stand here and talk to you all when I am not getting much feedback. It's serious. It's for real. And I wanted to have a guest tonight, speaking of talking to myself. And of course I couldn't pull it together again, but that's okay. I'm going to. If not, I'm going to have some interviews recorded, maybe a jam session or two. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I definitely want to have more guests. When I started this thing, I was getting guests pretty easy, but now it's a little hard to come by. People are getting too used to me asking, I think. That's okay. I'm going to have somebody. Maybe I'll have a friend from Spiritwell come. Hopefully he's still digging that idea, and maybe he'll sit here with us and play some music and, talk to us about his world. That'd be nice. Cool. Speaking of musicians, Robert Zander, he's an artist that I play. He is going on tour. He was supposed to send me a list of his tour dates, and if you're listening, shame on you, I didn't receive anything, so hopefully he'll get that to me very shortly, because, I need some information here. But he is going on tour. I'm going to play some of his songs tonight for that reason, and just because he's one of my artists. And good stuff there, too. Alright, so I want to play something really special for you, because my friend Mick is one of the best humans that I know. He and I only communicate via email these days, but we've been talking about him recording his poems, and he has a few on SoundCloud, and he goes by Ever Hopeful, if you want to look him up, and I was giving him some tips on reading it, but I really liked Michael Russell's take. I don't know if you remember Michael Russell. I've played his MP3s that he sent me of him reading his poetry. He was saying that everybody has their own poet voice when they're reading their poetry, and since it's not spoken word, it's a little bit different. It's not necessarily meant to be performed. Now, on one hand, I do think poetry in general has a rhythm, and it's definitely meant to be read aloud, whether or not you're reading it aloud yourself or somebody else is. Though I like his idea of having a poet voice. You have your poet voice. The way that I read poetry is going to be different than everybody else who reads their own or reads other people's poetry. You have a certain tenor, you have a certain cadence when you're reading poetry. I do try to get into the vibe of the poem and the tone of the poem and change my voice accordingly. But, sometimes I get kind of stuck in the way that I read. So, you've probably noticed that if you've been tuning in. So anyway, Mick and I were talking about this, and he decided to record another one. And he's got a very particular way that he reads poetry. He's also very shy, and I can tell that he even has stage fright when he's recording himself alone and nobody's around. Just knowing that he was sending it to me for the purpose of me playing it on air. He's a very sweet man. He's an excellent poet. And I'm going to play his wonderful piece, which I listened to not long ago, Umbra. And I'm nervous. I love him so much. He's awesome. So I hope you enjoy it.
I rolled my tongue around, rehearsing ways to shape the sound of an echoed thought's refrain. Those spasmed beats accompanying the days you dwell somewhere adorned and clever, deemed more worthy, that I cherish your remains. So fragile, locked in kiln withstanding clay, once moulded, taught forever under strain. I'd speak, but nothing seems enough to say. I've called on memories from yesterday's long past and threaded them like daisy chains to form a patchwork built to last. I pray that condolence cords catch fire. Their warmth is faint, that all I have is shelter from chill blains. Each frame appears like hope, a world away, and steals my focus from this earthly plane. I'd speak, but nothing seems enough to say. The sparks far gone, each colour's turning grey. Your final words are sinking down the drain. I slump toward the telephone, press play, and listen for your gentle voice in vain. Although your greeting's fond, it can't explain why you were cold, while worthless people stay alive, why fate is flawed and death insane. I'd speak, but nothing seems enough to say. Princess, I live to see the day you drain your love upon me. Now I look for rays from heaven, waiting till we meet again. I'd speak, but nothing seems enough to say.
I think it's beautiful. I think he has a wonderful way with words, but I may be biased. See? Bias. Media. I'm on the media now. I'm a radio show host. This is the media. I have a particular view. I have a particular way of presenting it. And I believe that he's excellent. You can form your own opinion. I'm sorry if you couldn't understand him. He is from across the pond. He's from the UK. And he does have quite a strong accent. He says that if we had a conversation just, like at the pub, I may not be able to understand him. But I am willing to believe that I would be able to. I have enough understanding that I would be able to. But I did want to read it. I want to read his poem because I think it was a little difficult to hear and it may have been a little bit quiet, so maybe you weren't able to catch everything. And yes, he's worth spending a little more time on, so I'm going to read this. I've rolled my tongue around rehearsing ways to shape the sound of echoed thoughts' refrain, those spasmed beats accompanying the days you dwell somewhere adorned in clover, deigned more worthy, though I cherish your remains, so fragile, locked in killed withstanding clay, once molded, taught forever under strain. I'd speak, but nothing seems enough to say. I've called on memories from yesterdays, long past, and threaded them like daisy chains to form a patchwork built to last. I pray that condolence cards catch fire. Though warmth is faint, though all I have is shelter from chill blains. I don't know what that is. Each flame appears like hope aurored away, and steals my focus from this earthly plane. I'd speak, but nothing seems enough to say. The sparks far gone, each color's turning gray, your final words are sinking down the drain. I slump toward the telephone, press play, and listen for your gentle voice in vain. Although your greeting's fond, it can't explain why you were called while worthless people stay alive, why fate is flawed and death insane. I'd speak, but nothing seems enough to say. Princess, I live to see the day you'd rain your love upon me. Now I look for rays from heaven, waiting till we meet again. I'd speak, but nothing seems enough to say. Ah! It's good. I don't know what a chilblain is. I must admit. I don't know if that's a UK thing or if I should know what that is, but excellent. His word choices are wonderful. Wunderbar. If anybody knows him like I know him, which some of my resident poets do because they all hung out with me at the poetsanctuary.net, which I would encourage any of you to go to. I used to hang out in the critique section. I was a moderator in critique. I got very used to critiquing people. So when people send me poetry, sometimes I have a tendency to look at it with that critiquing eye, and it pisses people off, I gotta tell you. I try not to go too harsh, but I'm very blunt with how I view things, because I have a certain bias as far as how I think, or how, I guess, one might be able to improve their poetry. I do know a lot of fine poets. And I don't know what's with me taking on this little bit of British accent. I'm sorry, it's not very good. I haven't been practicing. I apologize. But it's one of those days. I'm a little tired. I'm a little wired. My internet's actually working. This is good stuff. So far, I haven't had one technical difficulty. And I'm afraid that I have just jinxed myself. So who knows what's going to happen. But I'm going to play a little music for you now and give my voice a break. So, I don't know, what do you want to hear? Anybody? Anyone? Anyone? I am going to hold off on Xander for a minute because Xander is going on tour and he will be very soon, but he hasn't given me the tour dates, so I'm just going to hold off on him until a little bit later. Maybe he'll give me the information. Though I do want to tell you, Francis Brady, who I'm about to play Crawl, he's playing every Wednesday at the Gypsy Lounge in Austin, Texas. So if you know of the Gypsy Lounge in Austin, Texas, please go see him there. He will be there every Wednesday now. A full-time gig right there. All right, cool stuff. So here we go. Francis Brady, Crawl.
Caught you in the night, and I watched through your window at night. I crawl to you, but I make your skin crawl, so I have to stay out of sight. Oh, lover, I'm staying here with you, but you don't know who I am. These secrets are secrets, these thoughts in my mind. Don't ask me what I'm thinking, these dreams are all mine, so I tell these lies to you, 'cause the truth would frighten you. So I stretch the truth like a mother's womb, and I lock myself in my room, and my grave, my house, my tomb. And I call to you in the night, and I cry 'cause you're not by my side. I crawl to you, but I make your skin crawl, so I have to stay out of sight. I know you know I am here. I can feel you feeling my stare, but my eyes get weak, for I weep while you sleep, and it gives me a less radiant glare. I gave up the ghost, you gave me a rose, I gave you my love, now I'm at your house, watching you through the window. My lover, my wife, my widow. And I call to you in the night, and I cry 'cause you're not by my side. I crawl to you, but I have to stay out of sight. So I have to stay out of sight. So I have to stay out of sight.
First technical difficulty, I forgot to switch the input, and so maybe you couldn't hear that very well, and I absolutely apologize because that's a fantastic song. I love that song. Good job. Thank you, Francis Brady. Again, Austin, Texas. And guess what I got while I was playing that song without playing it through the proper input? I got my information from Robert Zander. So he's given me a bio, which I'm going to read. And remember what I said about bias? Okay, here we go. The sexiest man who's ever lost his mind, Robert Zander started performing for large audiences as early as 8 years old. Zander has played for many bands and has become a local fixture of the music scene here in Colorado. With the ambitions of a young man set to take over the world and the knowledge stolen from the Illuminati themselves, Zander is poised to embark upon his third regional U.S. tour with his band Robert Zander and the Bottom Strings. With such a unique sound and style of music, this artist has been forced to coin the term death pop, which is gradually catching on, yet still years ahead of its time, of course. All right, so he's going to be in Pueblo at the Daily Grind on September 26th. October 3rd, he'll be in Colorado Springs at Studio A64. On October 4th, which is Saturday, he'll be in La Junta at the Rail Yard. Thursday, October 9th, be at Blue Jasmine Hookah in Junction City, Kansas. Friday, October 10th, Suffering Bastards Bar and Grill in Junction City, Kansas. And Saturday, October 11th, the Booby Trap in Topeka, Kansas. I'm sure he enjoys being in the Booby Trap. So anyway, since we got his tour dates and I've read you his bio, I'm going to play some of Robert Zander for you. I like his encouragement of love and different forms of love, more so than the standard boy-girl relationship. In his song Polyamoryssa, it is a bit of a polyamorous supporting song. So I'm going to play that one for you and probably play some more of him by the end of the show here. And this time, I'm going to have it go through the correct input. Here we go.
The cricket customer you have called is unavailable, either because the phone is off or it's outside of the service area. Please try your call again later. Message 20 DEN.
I don't wanna choose between the two of you. You're the one I need and she's the one for me. How can this be wrong if nobody's getting hurt? I can't see myself without both you and her. I just cannot get enough of you, but I can't get enough of the two. Please don't be jealous, I don't love you any less. What I love is when you wear that dress. And when we'll know when she's not home. Look deep into my eyes. Breathe away, love is always mine.
The cricket customer you have called is unavailable, either because the phone is off or it's outside of the service area. Please try your call again later.
I love you way too much to speak, but I love you will be released. I'm just sure we have no fail, and I have so much love to give. If you can't accept the fact that I am not a one man, feel the most amazing ever. Three of us alone together. When we'll know when she's at home. Look deep into my eyes. awesome girls in the world. So full of love, so full of it. We dissipate throughout the years. We gather back into the past. We have to find a way to make this right. No way to run into your heart. Forgiveness, I can't find a way to tear it down. We're perfect for each other, so let us sing, 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 let us sing. Jealousy, 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 jealousy.
The cricket customer you have called is unavailable, either because the phone is off or is outside of the service area. Please try your call again later. Message 20DEN.
All right. There's Robert Zander, Polly, and Marissa. And again, he's on tour. He'll be in Pueblo this weekend and Colorado Springs. So check him out. Yes. So we continue. Music or poetry or spoken word? Music or poetry or spoken word? What do you want to hear? Anyone? Anyone? No? No response? Very well. I will choose for you. Couple weeks ago, I read some poems from a very talented 16-year-old from New Zealand, Laura. Let's go with Laura Watson. And I'm going to read another one of her poems because she is super special. So here we go. There's something about sea glass, the way it's only shattered beer bottles shaped by the crashing waves, and oceans so wild, softening the edges of jagged glass, dumping it on the beach to be worn by the grainy sand, and then the tide once again carries it through the waves and starts again, until what was so fragmented and sharp now curves like music notes with smooth surfaces and opaque glory. I'd like to think we're all like that, shaped by the tumultuous tides, time and time again, into something so full of pulchritude that it doesn't matter what you were when it began. I apologize. It's the graphic that she sent me is a little bit blurry, and I couldn't tell what letters that those were. So anyway, pulchritude. So good, sea glass. It is very lovely. I don't know if you've seen sea glass, if you've had the pleasure of being at the beach, like I have in my past. I have family down in Florida. That's the only beach I've been to, actually. Both sides of Florida. I've been on the East Coast and I've been on the West Coast of Florida. And I have seen some sea glass. I think, though, when I saw sea glass, I was actually on Sanibel Island, which, if you have never been, I would highly recommend it. I especially like the fact that I knew where the private beaches were. And so I would drive over to the private beach and park, as I had the little sticker because I used my grandmother's car, and I would go along these little trails from the parking lot, little tiny parking lot, like covered in sand. You know, it's not really a big paved, professional thing. It's just like a space to park. Anyway, you usually go around a bunch of palm trees and other types of trees that live down there, which I can't remember the name of right now. And jump over the roots and get sand in your shoes and go out in front of these $1 million mansions and sit or take a walk or whatever it is. And there's dolphins leaping out in front of me and such. Always have a good time on Sanibel. It's peaceful. I mean, it's not like the good time that I have when I go downtown on a Friday night. That's something different. That's me letting loose and dancing and being entertaining for a bunch of random people who are laughing at me and drinking and such, or wanting to hit on me. It happens, okay, all the time. Gosh darn it. But anyway, that has to do with sea glass, and I think that's a lovely poem, and thank you so much for sharing with me, Laura. I want to say Lara, but I think it's Laura Watson. I I don't know. She didn't give me a pronunciation when she told me her name, and we haven't spoken, okay? But she's lovely, and she's 16 and very talented, and I love her thoughts, and her poetry is lovely. Thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it. Oh my gosh, I am kind of a spaz tonight, and I absolutely apologize. It's me being wired. Whew. But at least I'm not like, falling asleep on you right now, and you're not hearing snoring. That's at least a positive. All right. So, since I have so many poets and artists, I'm going to go back into some music. I'm going to play for you who I have played before, Usman Ayub featuring Jay James, and you know how I feel that this is a pop song that should be breaking out into the pop world, and he has been playing, I've noticed, via his Facebook post, which you can look him up, Usman.Ayub2, I believe, and you can find him and his other music and other happenings. He's being played on radio stations all over the world. He's reaching out to people. He was even on TV. Look at that. He's almost famous too. So here we go. Spare a Second, Circles by Usman Ayub.
And can make the zombie hypnotized. Daisy, guess my wish when I get the feeling I'm getting noticed by you. I've been sitting there for far too long, just to catch a glimpse of the curve that makes you so beautiful, so lethal. Suck the life right out of me when you take a few steps towards me, when you walk right past through me. I can feel the luggage, baby. Just give me the wave. There's so many that exist in your life. I leave everything behind. Nothing said at the same time. Don't you realize that I will lose everything? But this will be the day. And maybe, we'll spare a second to me. Lately, I've been taking some steps to reach you. Whatever I do doesn't matter to you. Let me be your center of attention for a second. Just show me the light side of you. Just give me the wave. There's so many that exist in your life. I leave everything behind. Nothing said at the same time. Don't you realize that I will lose everything? But this will be the day. And maybe, we'll spare a second. Let me talk to you, baby. This woman got me painting a picture. How can I finish when I'm not with her? I skipped the scripture and just went off the feelings. Cause the thought was appealing, reality was me praying. When I dreamed I was nailing, was that ring up on her finger, felt the deal slowly sailing. Saw her sharing a light, going half on some children. Guess I was blind, they call it love. I'm on a binge, it's a crazy drug. Every night I'm by myself, looking up above. I did it to myself, can't hold a grudge. I just wanted the kisses and all the tight hugs, but I'm the only one. I was cold, but I was running in circles. Thought I was close, but I was running in circles. 2 steps to that two takes me to this place from where I moved. Thought I was close, but I was running in circles. magic hat. Candles a blunt and a bottle cap. Got the finest princess of them all, you gon' get that. Take a ride on my magic carpet made of sand. That was all a dream. But that was all a dream. Yeah, it was just a dream. But I was close, but I was running in circles. Thought I was close, but I was running in circles. 2 steps to the 2 takes me to this place from where I moved. Thought I was close, but I was running in circles.
Yay! Cool. And you know how I feel about my artists. I love them. And thank you so much for sharing your music with me. And if you want me to love you, which I know a lot of you do, damn it, you can send me your poetry, send me your music, and I would love to read it. If you have it recorded, I would love to play it. Music, of course, I will play, and send me a bio so I can present you to my people who are listening. And, yeah, you know, I want to get you out there. That's what it's about. Our little circle of love. We love each other. Mwah. Artists, we need to support each other. We have something to say. We have something to do, which again brings me back to what I was talking about before in the media and the media biases. And you got to be careful about what you say. I really think that humans should help each other endure, not break each other down and hurt each other. Now, granted, we get angry and stuff happens and we may misstep and we hurt people. I'm not saying that we got to be perfect all the time, but you know, in general, especially when you're talking multimedia, putting it out there, mass media, when you're getting stuff out there and you're presenting yourself as an artist, you need to say things that are positive and good, which is why I really like Spiritwell. And we're going to play some more from Spiritwell because he's very talented, really cool style. And again, if you want more from Spiritwell, go to www.spiritwellmusic.com. Spiritwellmusic.com. Spiritwell, just how it sounds. Spiritwell music.com. And check him out. His album's about to drop. So you'll want to do that and check him out because I already got it because I work in the radio and that's what happens. We get first dibs. So I feel very special. Thank you. Here we go. We're going to play Blueprint by Spiritwell. Yay! I love that song. That's Blueprint by Spiritwell. I don't know if you know this, but I like his music. So, cool. And I'm just gonna follow it up, I think, with another song. I'm gonna play Vanity by Robert Zander, and I do want to remind you that he's going on tour. And you can see him at the Daily Grind in Pueblo, Colorado on September 26th. So not this weekend. I don't believe it's next weekend, right? Yeah, because today's only 18th. So not this weekend, next weekend. Go down to Pueblo, see him at the Daily Grind. Well, I guess if you're in Colorado, if you really want to, you can travel from anywhere and go to Pueblo, Colorado to the Daily Grind to see Robert Zander, if you would prefer. But for now, I'm going to play his song Vanity.
I've got too much for you. I wish I was perfect like you, but not. I can't just go on every day, pretending it's okay. But it's not. But it's not. Why can't we run away? I can't believe you wanna stay the way you're ready to leave. Please call up, lady. I see you in my dreams. Is this opportunity? No, it's not. No, it's not. That's can't make it worse. No, they can't. No, they can't. Why can't we run away? I can't believe you wanna stay, but when you're ready to leave, please come on, baby. Let's run away. Let's run away. Let's run away to a place where we can be Let's run away. Let's run away. Let's run away to a place where we can be free.
All right, that's Robert Zander with his song Vanity. And again, he is going on tour. He's got a show in Pueblo in 2 weeks. Check him out in 26 at the Daily Grind. Yeah. So my favorite part about that song is his solo, because it's very like old school metal, you know, like, yeah, groovy. So good. I'm going to read some more poetry because we've played some music. We've done that. Good. Yes. Very well. And I'm going to read Loring Wirbel's poem, Emptied of Joy. Because I don't know if you heard me reading this a couple weeks ago, but this poem is so well written to me. Very brilliant and very subtle, and subtlety is so perfect within the context. Like, oh, I just really enjoy this poem. Okay, so here we go. Emptied of Joy. The squeeze bottle of golden joy for dishes is to be found upended on the left side of the kitchen sink, as it is always possible to squeeze one last bubbly portion from a visibly empty container. The short newspaper notice included the photo of golden curls and compassionate eyes in bubbly portions. It talked of her childlike nature, not a euphemism for a simpler consciousness, but praise of curiosity and empathy that never flags. The church bulletin mentioned a lifelong partner, gone so soon after Mommy and Daddy in rapid succession, and little more is said of her unexpected end. This seems an apropos week for the squeezes to yield little more than a bubble, not even any caked soap on the side of the nozzle. But then again, what week of late has offered any remnants from the wrung-out cleaning supplies? We must put joy on the shopping list. It has become all too evident what happens when it runs out unexpectedly. Oh, I love that line. We must put joy on the shopping list. Oh, it's so good. It's almost like I think it might become my tagline, along with peace and love and help each other endure. I love it. I love it. Loring, thank you. I love that poem. And I mean, it's deep. It affects me. A little sadness, but with hope. You know, like my other favorite poem, one of my other favorite poems by Emily Dickinson. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul, which I can't find my book right now. I have dropped it. I'm pretty certain. Usually I keep it right over here somewhere. I don't know where it is. Okay, so we must put joy on the shopping list. And let us continue, shall we? I don't know how many of you have stuck with me and been listening to my show often, But I've got a friend named Scott Parker who goes by an artist name of Keon, Keiahn. Kei, no. Keianh. Aha, I'm pretty sure. Keianh. There it is. Keon. It's a real word. I didn't know that before he named himself that. So as you can tell, I still have a lot to learn in my old age. But Scott Parker does spoken word. He plays music. He has written a book, which you can find. It's a novel. It's a dark comedy, he says. I'm not sure I dare read it because he is very dark. But for those of you who are into that sort of thing, please check out Scott Parker. Actually, Robert Zander, if you're listening, you need to buy Scott Parker's book. I think you would love it. His book is called My Favorite Letter is H. But I'm going to play some of his spoken word. One that I like a lot is Pulp Violets. Wait. Try that again. It didn't start at the beginning. Here we go.
Ambrosia and strands strung together only now with bone and masked by blood, the shuffle of skin, the pulse of passion, several silly sentiments unpressed. There's lots of vampires out this night in the evening dusk, rabid and wanton. It's classic. My hand empty of violets, God wants to see you. Strangely here this evening, here's the problem. This sad stage remains empty and brash. Now she lies with the lilies, down beside the river's edge. Ah, did you get your happy ending in bad taste? Just you bleed down there with those pulp violets.
He's very theatrical. I do love my friend Scott Parker. He's got so many talents. And such a smart guy. And a fun guy. Not to be confused with a fungus. And I adore him. Because he's one of my poets. One of my artists. One of my writers. One of my musicians. And as soon as he gets me some music, I will play that too. I think actually, he does have some music. I'll have to listen to it. If you search for him on SoundCloud, his name is Serplitude, where he keeps a lot of his recordings. Serplitude, Serplitude. So you can find him if you would like. And so I have played my friend Mick and his poem Umbra, Scott Parker. I've played a little Spirit Well. I've played Robert Zander. I played Usman Ayub featuring Jay James. Now where should we go? Oh, Francis Brady Crawl. I've done that one too. I almost forgot. And Nathan did send me some links to some more Joe Sorensen, but I did not get a chance to get it downloaded and then uploaded and added to my playlist. So I'll have to do that by next week. But I don't know if you know, I really like piano music, and Joe Sorensen plays the piano rather well. And he is very passionate with his singing and with his words. And a little clever and a little funny. And I would like to play some of Joe Sorensen for you now. So please listen in. This is New Year's Eve, Promise Me.
It's New Year's Eve, and baby, you look like you're ready to leave. But don't you leave without me, 'cause we've been dancing the whole evening. So won't you please go home with me, baby, or at least go on me, 'cause it's New Year's Eve and you don't mean a thing, it's just a thing. With you and me, it's New Year's Eve and it don't mean a thing, it's just a fling, baby. just wanna talk. Cause when the drinks stop pouring, the words stop flowing, and I can't take anymore. So won't you please go home with me, baby, or at least go down on me. Cause New Year's Eve and don't mean a thing, it's just a thing with you and me. It's New Year's Eve, it's what you sing on the radio. He says you got one life, just live it. Relax, get on your back if you wanna scream. So baby, sing that song with me, or at least go down on me. And when I wake in the morning, the rain is pouring inside my head with the words I said that I'd wake up dead, but I find I'm alive and you are by my side. And you smile at me. Yeah, you smile at me. Say to me, last night you said that you wanted to die, so I thought that I would try, and I brought you home with me, but we didn't do anything. We stared at the lights on the Christmas tree, and you fell asleep right next to me. Promise me that when you want to leave, that you'll stay with me. Promise me that when you want to leave, you stay right here with me. Promise me that when you want to leave, you stay right here with me. Promise me, oh promise me, when you don't want to see, you stay right here with me. Promise me, when you don't want to see, that you'll stay with me. Promise me, promise me, promise me, promise me that when you want to leave, stay right here with me. Promise me, just promise me that when you want to leave and you don't want to see, that you'll stay right here with me. Promise me, promise me, promise me. That you'll never leave.
Lovely. Thank you, Joe Sorensen. And thank you, Nathan Allen, who gave me Joe Sorensen's music. So thank you very much. He's also the one who introduced me to Francis Brady, who is playing every Wednesday in Austin, Texas at that club that I mentioned before, which I just forgot the name of. Gypsy something. Hold on. No, I'm gonna get it. Just wait a second. The Gypsy Lounge. There you go. Every Wednesday, Austin, Texas, Gypsy Lounge. Though I don't know what time. I'm assuming, 8-ish. Let's just say 8 until he gives me a time. So good. Just, make sure you look at your local papers, go down to the Gypsy Lounge and find out. Then you'll know exactly what time it is. But anyway, so Francis Brady is the one who's going to be at the Gypsy Lounge. Now, Joe Sorensen, I don't know if he plays out. I don't know what he's doing. I haven't heard anything yet. Nathan, you need to get me more information, please. So good. We've played a bunch of music. We've heard some poetry, and I think it's time for a little bit more. If you guys listen in often enough, you'll know that one of my resident poets is Miss Sophia, the Queen of Hearts, and she has written a poem called To My Darling. She's a lovely woman and writes lovely poetry, and so I'm going to read this one. Hopefully she hears the recording if she's not listening now. To my darling. Constructed out of daydreams, told in stories spun with glitter, she was the angel of pure love. Bathed in innocence, she glowed. Pearls lose their luster at her passing. Gold doesn't glitter more than her eyes. Diamonds are too brittle compared to her smile. Silk and satin bow down to her soft skin. She may be tiny and fragile today. Soon she will be our light and strength. Blessed by the Creator himself in his best moods, she is the reason for our happiness. And that was for her darling niece. How cute. That was adorable. I love it. Many snaps. Love it. Thank you, Sophia. You're lovely. Darling, darling. She's another one of my friends from the Poet Sanctuary. I don't know, that poem, I think that helped put the joy back into things. That was really lovely. Because don't forget, we must put joy on the shopping list. So good, Loring. I might have to read that poem every day. It's brilliant. Love my poets. I love my poets. So, okay. A few weeks ago, I tried reading a poem that Mick and I wrote together, and I was rather sick. So I couldn't really get through it. I started hacking and coughing and stuff. And that was our show that I actually recorded, so you can hear me hacking and coughing throughout the recording. It's lovely. It's great to be on the radio and be hacking and coughing in your ear. It's not exactly how I want to do things, but I'm going to try it again because I'm not hacking and I'm not coughing or anything like it. So I'm just being really hyper, actually. I usually sit down when I do this show, and today I haven't sat down once, and I've been trying not to pace, and I even danced a little bit a minute ago. So, but yeah, I'm trying to be good and be still, but that's just not my style, especially when I'm this wired. So I'm going to read a poem that Mick and I wrote together. It's called In a Handbasket. I've not traveled through Rome, nor kissed a paltry soul in Paris, hardly know a place to call home, space traveler, garnered no wise words to display, my tomb will lay cold in chasteness. The virgin stone I live to write, but never sees, neither burden nor goal, but in other eyes flashing judgment, a candid camera scanned to ignore my periphery. No matter, forgotten I will be, carpe diem, breakfast, lunch, and dinner consumed in between monotony, but before dust I'll dirty the world with bits of me, collapsing to earth a glorious sinner. An infectious weed seldom touched, never held, and always loathed. A voice too quickly hushed, but whispers often linger behind the bedding and stir passion in the betrothed. Don't fret my future forms past, or deliberate where my soul heads. No honor shown with flags at half-mast. I'll be gone, move on, I beg you. Leave me dead. Let memories of my mishaps fade fast. This is no phoenix myth. My ashes are only ever ashes, nothing more. And as for the pithy fable, passion? Buried, worthless for some future miner's score. My life revealed in flashes. Piece me together if you must. Like Pompeii, I'll be only archaeology, a blip on history's timely trail, lust for my energy, but no matter the technology you'll discover, still only dust. If you can relive my life, the eternal fragments of plain paper gently blend the remnants of my sight. This star-gazer lives sultry days for a taste of night, and nothing could erase that. I forgot how much I love that poem. Mick and I really play well off of each other. So, anyway, that's me and my friend Mick, who you heard earlier, and his poem Umbra. And hello, roommates. Yes, I don't have a real studio, everyone. I am in my basement, and my roommates just got home. Hi, guys. Trying to be quiet. Whatever. My microphone picks up everything. Dog was barking earlier. Whatever. People driving by, bumping their radios. Okay, so cool. Do I have something more to play for you? Of course I do. Of course I do. Let's see. Well, I'm gonna do a little more me. And not because I'm totally self-absorbed, but just because I'm in the mood. And this is just a little bit sexy. And the music is from my friend Sean Costello, who is also across the pond and has a lovely accent, and he's adorable. So his music, my poetry, together, we make a powerhouse of autistic expression. And so I'm going to play, I just call it music and poetry. I don't think I ever titled it anything different. So here you go.
Chivalrous mushrooms pull up a chair in their circle, while wind plays my hair with wind chimes, gentle twinkling, glitter, starshine in my ear. On my shoulder, fairies' tales transform whispers into truth. The veil washed away flickers of candles' flame. A trail of wax leads to secrets trees keep, glowing viscerally, verdant, lush as eyelashes touch. I slip serenely in sanity. Buoyant berries tended by bees buzz by parting lips. I accept the fruit their labor claims. Purple-hued drip escapes my chin, streaming towards the lake where unicorn and dragon drink. I accept my fate, sink the quicksand with the dust of lore. I am one. I am one. I am one.
Hey, so who's in the mood, huh? Come on. I know you are. That was sexy stuff right there. So, I just got a message from Nathan. I guess he's listening or something. And he told me that Joe Sorensen, who is my favorite piano player right now, he plays at Bohemian Square in Cedar Rapids about 2 to 3 times a week, around 6 to 7. So if you'd like to check out Joe Sorensen live, you can at Bohemian Square in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Yes, me and Nathan actually met in Iowa because I went to school there. I know. I'm so educated and stuff. So good. So we've heard some poetry, we've heard some music from around the world, because Usman Ayub is from Pakistan, and Sean Costello is in the UK, and my friend Mick is in the UK, and we've heard his poetry. Robert Zander is, I think, a Colorado native, I'm pretty sure. Spiritwell, I don't remember. Where's his bio? I should find out. But spiritwellmusic.com. Check that out. He's got his bio posted. You can read it there. Good. And now let's go to Tennessee with Scott Hogue. He has been in the music business a long time. He's a very dear friend because he's just a good person. He's a good artist, and he's hilarious, and I adore him. And I like his song called Little Miss Nobody, and I hope you will too. Here we go.
She's last on the list. An hour pays for a therapist. Little miss, no bad day. Won't have too much to say. No time in the sun, no time to dance. Little miss, oh, whoa, so sublime. Stuff to talk about it, little miss is just fresh out of time. No bad day. Woke up one day to find always catching up meant she was always behind. Little miss, no bad day. Time need to believe. Somewhere play dreams, it seems so foolish and get away. Most everything is possible, but baby, not today. So now searching for the party is little miss nobody. Little miss no. Oh, little miss no. Little miss no. Oh, la ba da ba. Oh, little miss no. Little miss no.
Haha. All right, so that was Scott Hogue with Little Miss Nobody. Of course, he falls into the style of music where you actually name the song words that were in the song, which helps people remember what it is. It's good marketing technique. You should take that to the bank. So, you know what? I forgot to mention, I mean, obviously if you're listening, you know that I have gone from the caffeine radio to the fashion radio. Hello, thank you, moving up in the world. I'd like to thank Mr. Black Tie and Miss DJ Lipsil for carrying me over to the fashion radio today and for the future. So don't forget to tell your friends to listen in. Also, I'm looking for sponsorship. So if you would like to sponsor my show and help me improve and expand and get more music and get more poetry and get more art out there, and maybe one of those things, those mixing boards, and have a bunch of little cute little sounds that I recorded so I can do cute things like radio people do all the time and interject things. Yeah, I want one of those. So, and maybe somebody to push the buttons for me, because I just need to focus on what I'm doing, apparently, because I get a little lost since I'm winging it every day. Hello. It's the name of the show. The show's called Winging It with Heidi Rose, just so you know. All right, cool. Put my link out there. Make sure you share with people. Spread the love. That's what we do here. We spread love. We share. We give. We take. It's a circle of love and a circle of life and all of that good stuff. So, have you been listening very long? Did you listen to my whole show? It's coming to a close. I've only got a few minutes left. I know you're going to miss me, but I know you're going to tune in next week so you can hear the people that you can only hear on my show, unless you go to YouTube and look at them up on YouTube, because they're all on YouTube or SoundCloud. But hey, this is the radio, so it's more special. And I play them for you, which means you don't have to work as hard. See? So anyway, good. I just made myself blush. Fabulous. And now I can't seem to find words. So, I was talking about Michael Russell at the beginning of the show because I was talking about recording poetry, and he had said that everybody has their own poet voice. He has a very particular style, and he has some short poems that I'm going to share with you here. And one of my favorites from him, this one is called Like Anne Sexton, so enjoy.
Like Anne Sexton, even without wars, life is dangerous. Anne Sexton, it's time. The last battle is upon me. I've eaten my final meal with friends, family. The house is clean, the poems are finished, the letters typed and ready, tucked in their envelopes. I crawl into the skin of my mother's fur coat. It is so heavy, like armor on my tired body. I pour myself a drink, vodka and cranberry, and let it sizzle in my chest. I take out the earrings from my left ear, cup them in my hand, then let them fall like meteors to the floor. I want to be naked, unadorned like a tree in winter. I am a tree in winter. I walk to the garage, my step wooden and arthritic. This is the battlefield, the place where I'll end my life. The neighbors, quiet in their routines, salute my bravery. They do not know the darkness, the sleepless nights, the bloody struggle of razor to wrist, that dangerous kiss that pulls you in like a mad lover. They go on smiling like dolls when there is nothing to smile about. I lock the garage and settle into the front seat of my mother's Ford. I start the ignition. My hopes and dreams an echo of what they used to be. I try to sleep as the carbon soaks into me. I am a sponge for this death, this theatrical finale.
There it is. Michael Russell, like Anne Sexton, his poem. And he wants to specify that he is a poet. He is not a spoken word artist. Unlike Scott Parker, who you heard earlier, who does like to do spoken word, and he's very dramatic and theatrical. Just in general, he is. So it works for him. Not to mention, he seems to be able to put some nice pieces together where he has lots of sound and music, and he changes his voice depending on the tone that he wants to set. It's very lovely. He does a lovely job. My friend Scott. Yay. Good. And Robert Zander, he has his death pop music. If you heard me read his bio earlier, that's how he describes his own music. He's ahead of his time with his death pop. I don't know if I call it death pop. More like punk goth or something. I don't know. He's got a mohawk. He's had a mohawk. When we were dating, I don't think he had the mohawk. He was growing it, and I had just started growing mine out, so I didn't have one either. We were not as punk as we should have been. Oy vey. So I've got a couple minutes left. I'm going to leave you with a song that I adore from a man that whose music I'm starting to beyond adore. So we're going to play Spirit Wild, parenthesis. And by the way, good night, Doc. Thanks for keeping me company tonight.